So Preneurs, do you know the skills that will pay you forever? Well, we have 8 for you. Let's get right into it. So welcome back, Preneurs. Today's conversation is about the skills that will pay you to the end of time. And I'm excited about this conversation. Why? Because they always said that skills will pay the bills, right? So let's make sure that you have the skills that will pay your bills for the end of time for you. So again, I have 8 for you. The first one for you is speaking up. What does that mean? That means when you speak, do you speak with confidence? You don't even know what you're talking about. And I think it's very important to use your voice effectively today, especially because everyone needs to be able to hear your opinion on whatever the subject matter is. But the real question is, do you speak up when the time matters? I think it's very important because for me, I had a problem with this one. I wouldn't speak up. I would see like problems happening. I'm like, I should speak up in the boardroom, but I don't speak up. I kind of swept it under the rug. But my voice does matter because that can help somebody else in the room with a different perspective that maybe they're never even thinking about. That can shift the way that we're going to be able to help a consumer or a client in the future. So don't underestimate your voice is my purpose of saying this. Speak up. Why? Because you have experiences that no one else has. You have a perspective that no one else has. You have an opinion no one else has, and it has value behind that. Another one for you is listening wisely. Now, when I remember I was a first-time entrepreneur, I was an amateur entrepreneur kind of in the beginning, kind of getting my feet wet still, and I wasn't really listening at all. Well, I was listening, but I wasn't really hearing. And I was listening through my own lens. I wasn't listening wisely. There's a saying that if you want to be smart, listen through your own experiences. But if you want to be wise, listen through other people's experiences so you don't have to go through the same issues or concerns or problems that they went through. So for me, I was smart in the beginning. And let me tell you, I lost a lot of money for me. I went through a lot of problems. I went through a lot of headaches. I lost a lot of hair. That's kind of what happened, right? Where I didn't have to. When I actually had a coach in my life, I had mentors, I had other people around me, and I would actually start listening wisely on what they went through, experiences they went through. It actually sped up my trajectory in business. Why? Because I didn't have to go through those same experiences. I actually learned from their problems. I actually learned from their successes, most importantly, their failures. So are you listening with your 2 ears? There's a reason why you have 2 ears versus 1 mouth. Because if you listen wisely and intentional, you will be able to see the different, we call it the pitfalls, and not have to go through those troubles or those speed bumps. You can go just literally be on we call it the fast pass to success for you. The next one for you is having confidence. I can't tell you how much confidence is right now, how important it is for you. It's everything, especially when it comes to business. So especially when you come into leading departments, leading your families. People want to be around those that are confident in where they're going. There's no purpose for a leader if that person is not going to take you to a different level. Because the whole purpose of leadership is leading you to leadership, right? So when you say having confidence, how confident are you in where you're going in your next move of your life? How confident in your habits? How confident in when you're speaking and you're explaining the vision and where you're going as a company, as you're going as a family, as you're going for yourself? That's why you have followers, is because you are confident in where you're going. So are you confident for yourself? If you have that, that's a skill that will pay you consistently, because literally confidence will pay. I promise you that. Next one is managing your time. Whew, this is a big one. Why? Because we all have a finite amount of time. It's not infinite for us, not on this earth at least. So if you have a finite amount of time, what are you doing with that time effectively? How are you managing that? Do you just wake up and it's just like, okay, what are we going to do today? Is it just, this is just every day is just the same? Or are you intentional on growth? Like, what is your growth plan for yourself? Not goals, but growth. What are you growing right now? Are you competing with your last week to this week in regards to beating your prior best so you can intentionally keep growing? So this is very important on managing your time, making sure it's effective, because you don't have that much of it. And all of us have a clock on us. And we don't know when this time is going to end. So with that, are you managing effectively and making sure it's productive? Another one for you is knowing the real you. Everyone around knows when you're not being authentic. Are you being genuine? Now, am I saying to be the same person? No, you should not be the same person. No one wants to be the same person. No one wants the same exact thing over and over and over and over again. No, there needs to be change. There needs to be upgrades. There needs to be different levels to you. So with that though, my purpose of bringing that up is, are you being authentic to the core of you? Your morals, your values, and your principles, are those increasing to a different level? Are you enhancing those? If you so, everything's going to be able to be just fine. If you're really authentic to you and not someone else being who you are, you're going to get paid for the rest of your life for that skill. Another skill I highly recommend that you have is being consistent. Now, consistency is just another word for being committed. Are you truly committed to what you said that you're going to do in the first place, to the goals, to the growth plan that you have for yourself? Then that's consistency. And another word for that would be just success. So if you are consistent, committed, success is just around the corner. That's just how it works, right? So how consistent are you in regards to the things that you said that you're going to be able to do, the activities that you said that you're going to be able to process, the behaviors? What are you doing right now to make sure that you're consistent in that and have the accountability to make sure that if you ever do fall off, that you're always able to get back to stay consistent again? All right, that's another skill. A lot of people are not consistent, so if you're able to have that skill, that will pay you forever. Another one is stop whining. If you have the skill of stop whining, I promise you're gonna get paid. Why? Because no one cares. It's a big trend today to let everybody know about all your problems. But no one cares about your struggles unless your success after the struggle. Because, I don't know if you're hearing me, everybody has problems going on. We all have life, right? I remember reading this book and it says, if you don't want problems, then you probably are not alive, right? Because if you're alive, that means you have problems. So if you have problems, you have struggles, the key is to keep going through them until you succeed. Because that's the only time anyone wants to hear about that problem anyways. So if you're whining with no solution, that's the worst person to be around. And so this is a skill that I highly recommend that you have a part of your portfolio if you're looking for your profitability to increase and enhance, because no one wants to be around a whining person that's not looking for a solution to get to the next level. And the last one for yourself is being patient. Being patient is very hard, especially for ambitious people, especially for visionaries. You know, the hardest part for a visionary is getting started and having the vision of where they want to go in life and everything in between. The hardest part is the between, because a visionary, you know, and most of the time us as entrepreneurs are seeing where we're supposed to go. You know, hey, you know, this is where we're supposed to be as a family. This is the type of income I see us having in the future. This is the projections we're supposed to go. This is what the potential we have. But you're still in the journey. You're in the wilderness of it still. It's the hardest part to be patient in. Why? Because you want it to happen today. You want it to happen now. Especially my generation was a microwave generation. I know I got started my business like, can we just be millionaires today? Like, no, there's a process to it. There's a journey to it, right? So that part right there is very difficult to be patient in. But the key here is to consistently keep thinking about what your vision is. Keep thinking about what you're doing it for, and that will keep you going consistently and keep giving you fuel to the next level until eventually that vision becomes your reality. So Preneurs, that will end this video. These are your 8 skills again that will literally pay you forever, right? So make sure that you add this to your portfolio. Which one or maybe you kind of not so good at right now? Did I miss any? If I missed any, go and leave in the comments. We would love to know as well. Make sure you tag another entrepreneur so we can help you guys keep increasing 1% daily. Why? Because we want to help you increase your profit, your passion, and your purpose. We'll see you guys on the next one.